What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Elainerr, or as y'all know, elainerrbeats. What's going on? Welcome to the video. Today I am going to be showing you guys a really simple and easy concept that a lot of producers that are like beginner producers totally just... and that's mastering. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to master your beat in literally like 2 minutes. That's all it takes. So let's jump into the video. Alright, so the first thing a lot of producers do not know about mastering is that you need to master your beat in a new track. So in Ableton, it's called a new live set. You need to start a new project and master in there. You do not use the mastering chain as your master. You have to do it in a new track, okay? So that's the first thing a lot of producers do not know. The second thing a lot of producers don't know about mastering is that when you export your finished mix track, it needs to be at -6 dB. You do not want it to be at 0 dB because that's what mastering is going to do. Mastering is going to bring your track from -6 dB up to 0 dB and basically fix all the levels, make it a little bit punchier, and yeah, so that's basically what mastering does. So your mixed exported track needs to be at -6 dB, alright? Alright, so I have my track here. I just made it today. This is what it sounds like.
Elainerr beats.
So that's what it sounds like. We're going to be mastering this track today. Alright, so the easiest way to master, in my opinion, which is basically going to take you about 2 minutes, is to use the plugin Ozone. So I am using Ozone 9. If you're using an older version, it doesn't matter. It'll probably be about the same process, okay? So the first thing I do is over here loop the loudest part of my track. So that's obviously the drop. Alright, so we got that. Now in Ozone, there's a little button you can click right here called a Master Assistant. So once we click on Master Assistant, there's going to be 3 things that you need to consider first. First is the modules. I usually just keep mine on modern. Second is the loudness and EQ. This is going to be how it's going to take your track up to 0. So keep it on manual and use the intensity medium. The third is the destination. So you can either pick streaming or CD. I pick CD because it's going to set the maximizer ceiling to -0.3 dB, but then we're going to be changing that in a sec. So once you have chosen your settings, go ahead and click next and then play your track, and it's going to analyze the audio. Alright, so once it's done analyzing the audio, it's going to sometimes be different depending on the beat. What it gave me is one EQ, then dynamics, then a dynamic EQ, and a maximizer. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead over to this plus button and go ahead and click Imager, and I'm going to drag it in front of the maximizer, because the maximizer in Ozone is basically the same thing as a limiter. You always want your limiter to be last in the chain. So with the Imager, I'm going to move to this little thing right here. And I'm going to put this plus over to about 200 hertz. Alright, so 199, that's good. And then I'm going to turn this band one width all the way down. So basically anything under 200 hertz is going to be mono. So this imager is basically the stereo imaging of the beat. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead over to the plus button again, but then put it at about 4.9K. Solo this out, play my track, and kind of like adjust the width depending on what I like, and this is all kind of how you think it should sound. Listen to your ears, just listen to the track, and then put it how you want it to be. So I'm going to do it right now. Alright, so that's good for me. Next, we are going to solo the mids right here, and we're going to adjust the width of the mids accordingly. But one thing you want to do about the mids, you don't want to make it too wide because then that's going to reduce the punchiness of the track. So you don't want to do it too wide, but you want to widen it so it gives it that stereo feeling. So let's do that. Alright, that's that's perfect right there. The last thing we're going to do in the imager is go ahead and click the stereoize button down here. Don't change any of the settings. Perfect. So we're going to unsolo that. Next, we're going to go to our maximizer, and over here, right here where it says threshold and ceiling, we're going to go ahead, well, my computer's dying. We're going ahead and click true peak, turn that on, and move the ceiling up to about -1 dB. Hold up a sec, let me plug my computer in. Alright, now that we got that taken care of, we just moved the ceiling up to -0.1 dB. Now we're going to adjust the threshold. So we're just going to listen to the track and pull the threshold down until we think it's punchy but not too compressed. So I'll show you what I mean. Right there is perfect. The last but not least thing we're going to do in Ozone is go ahead over right here, and this is stereo, so if we click that on, we're going to make sure our track works in mono, and then same in stereo. Perfect, it works perfectly. Alright, so we're done with Ozone. Then the I cannot talk today. Alright, so the last thing we want to do is go ahead and pull up span, which is what I use to see the levels of my track, and make sure that it's up to make sure that it's up to 0. It should be perfectly at 0 because of the mastering. So let's go ahead and watch it. Perfect, it's right there. So that's how easy mastering is with Ozone 9. Go ahead and get it. It's a great investment for sure. So that's how to master in 2 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned a lot from it. Go ahead and use this in your beats and they will sound amazing. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment down below if you guys want a mixing tutorial, because I can also go ahead and do that for sure. And give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye guys.
Elainerr.